The Toyota 1000 Desert Race since 1975. This sprawling modern city is home to 160 Motswana, thousands of who are ardent fans of off-road racing. This year's event was round 3 of the SA Off-Road Championship presented by Bankfin, ABSA's specialist vehicle and asset finance division. The new Game City complex was the base for the event, and teams took the opportunity to display their vehicles and rub shoulders with local fans. The Team Ford Racing Rangers were also on display at Barlow World, and the team's expectations of victory were high. The 29th Toyota 1000 Desert Race took place in Botswana from 13 to 15 June. The production vehicle category accounted for 38 entries and the special vehicle category for 40. The special vehicle category has always been a closely fought affair, and this year's local constructors, Back Racing, had 6 vehicles entered with 5 in Class A, where they would take on a bevy of American-built Jimcos and Chenoweths. Competition in the production vehicle category was, as always, expected to be tight, especially in Class T for unlimited super trucks, where Ford, Nissan and Toyota were pitted against each other. Ford last won overall in November 2001 and Toyota in March 2002, with Nissan dominating the past 9 events. The 3-day event kicked off with the usual administrative and technical activities, which would be followed by a 44-kilometer prologue or time trial to determine starting position for Racing Section 1, which would take crews along a tight, sandy and sometimes 500-kilometer rocky route from Gaborone to Manswabishi, northwest of the capital of Botswana. Hannes Grobler and Richard Leek and the proudly South African Nissan hardbody won the first 2 events of the season and topped the production vehicle championship log.
We have to win it to break the record for 6 in a row. My record was standing for 18 years there for 5 in a row, and I'd love to break it and maybe keep the new record, because I don't think anybody else is going to easily break it again. But we're going to have tough competition. Janil is back from Morocco. His tailor's in the air and with winning there. So I think it's not going to be easy. Duncan's got the same vehicle as what we've got. Ford has got a new motor, and the Toyota is there. And I think it's definitely going to be a tough race, and I think it'll be good to win it.
The biggest threat to Grobler's championship lead comes from newcomer Mark Ronier and veteran co-driver Chris Birkin in the Class E Castrol Toyota Hilux 2.7i, who have finished 1st and 2nd in class this year.
Going into a new terrain, moving into Botswana, I've never even been into the country, so yeah, this is absolutely new to me. I'm looking quite forward to it. New sort of terrain as in desert, and we had a bit of an experience in Cape Town of thick sand, but I heard it's absolutely nothing compared to here. And yeah, just try and keep it out of the trees. Hopefully there aren't too many of those, and keep it on the road.
2 times Toyota 1000 winner Kasi Kutsia and Okifuri are 3rd overall and 2nd in Class E in the diesel-powered Castrol Toyota Hilux KZTE, while former Class E champions Manfred Schroeder and Jack Peckham in the Team Ford Racing Ranger are 4th, only 3 points behind Kutsia and Furi. The threat from the Class E contenders cannot be underestimated. Harry Smith-based father and son Johan and Martinez van der Merwe in the Chavanti Colt Rodeo are 5th overall after winning Class D on the Nissan Dealer 400 in Darling and finished well in the Nissan Sugarbelt 400 in Eston. Only 4 points behind our former Class D champions Hein Grobler and Gerard Prinsloo from Klerksdorp. They spearhead the 4-car GBS Racing Nissan team. Scott Abraham and 1995 Toyota 1000 winner Richard Carrollin are 6th overall and joint 2nd with Neil Woolbridge and Kenny Scholthammer in Class T in the Atlas Copco Chicago pneumatic Jeep.
We've only got 2-wheel drive, so we're going to have to be very careful in the thick sand. But it's a long event, it's 1,000 kilometers, and we're going to go out there, drive as fast as we can to the overnight, and then just take it from there on. And Chief's proved itself in the last couple of races, and we're hoping to do the same in this race.
Former production vehicle champions Woolridge and Shorthammer are 7th in the French-built Team Ford Racing Ranger and needed a win to improve their position.
All along our plan was to have a 3.4 motor, but what with the engine developers not getting things quite right on time, we had to run the 3.2 for the last race. So the 3.4 motor is now in. but it's not 100% yet. I don't think it's reached its full potential yet. We've been racing against the clock, what with the strikes over in Europe and in the public holidays, and the crankshaft, the motor not being ready on time. It only arrived here on Tuesday after it'd been on 4 different flights, and hearing that it had been driven from Charles de Gaulle to Frankfurt, and meantime was actually still sitting on the airport in Charles de Gaulle. It eventually arrived here on Tuesday afternoon, so we've been working around the clock to get it in and running, and consequently it's not at its full potential yet, but it feels good. It's got a lot more torque. That's why we went to the 3.4 for that extra 200 cc's in capacity, and the torque feels very good.
23 points separate the top 5 crews, with the biggest threat to the leaders coming from the 3 Class E teams. A non-finish for the leaders and a class win for any of the leading Class E contenders would see a dramatic change at the top of the championship log. Former Class B champion Gil Nell's consistency in the Luke Africa Truggy once again sees him in the lead in the Special Vehicle Championship. Nell won in the Western Cape and finished second in KwaZulu-Natal, but his biggest threat comes from reigning Class B champions Marcus Taylor and Mark de Chalane in the Rollerbach JRE. They finished third in the Western Cape and won their class in the Nissan Sugarbelt 400.
I think for desert race, probably Class B is the least competitive of all the classes. We've got combi gearboxes. They're the weakest point on the cars. The 2-litre motors up in the desert here is very difficult. And being open type of terrain, we're going to battle, I think, the Class B cars. But certainly the bat of Clint Gibson is going to be a threat overall. Apart from that, I think we're going to be trying to set a consistent pace. Hopefully come through with a win at the end as we did last year. We certainly need to now for Rollerbuck and for Survivor tyre sealants. And I don't see any reason why it shouldn't happen. It's happened 7 out of 10 times, and I'm quite sure by the end we'll be there. I think the guys are going to be trying too hard on the first day, and it's a possibility that the Class B, if it's going to be a win, it'll be us, I would think. So I'm quite confident.
Former Class E champion Andrew Birkin switched from driving a Toyota Hilux to driving the Peter Funfi-built Wingfoot this year and has shown an amazing turn of speed. He's considered to be the biggest threat to the established Class B contenders and could also pose a threat to the Class A brigade in the extremely lightweight and fast vehicle. Botswana businessman Atang Magaghanene and Mike Stangl are 4th overall and the Class A leaders after winning the season opening event, but they failed to finish the Nissan Sugarbelt 400.
It's important for me to be the first Botswana to finish the desert in a good position, because it's a race that's taken place in the country for many years, and many Botswana have participated, whom I know of, and either not finished and finished too far in the back line. And it's sometimes I think there's a time for everything, and in this case it's a time for Botswana to finish, and I know that when we finish very well, if not first, in the first 3.
Bat Racing scored their maiden win when Gerald Mundell and Billy Bond held on to win the Nissan Sugarbelt 400 in the Prologue Racing Bat. The KwaZulu-Natal pair is 5th in the championship, with Greg Dowse and Archie Rutherford 5 points behind in the Nashua Mobile Racing Challenge. Nick Goslar and Glenn Steyn are 7th overall and 1st in Class S in the O'Hagan's Kopanang Hotel Super Team Raceco after winning their class on the Nissan Sugarbelt 400. Goslar and Steyn share driving duties in the Porsche-powered vehicle. Husband and wife Gerard and Kruby Duplessis are 8th overall and 4th in Class A after competing in one event this season. Consistent performances by the Class B contenders sees them occupy the first 3 positions on the championship log, with the faster and more powerful Class A teams trailing far behind. There was drama in the Nissan camp before the start of the Prologue. The throttle body on the 3.5-litre V6 engine fitted to Geniel de Villiers' proudly South African Nissan hardbody failed, and a spare unit had to be fitted. Former production vehicle champion de Villiers last won in August 2002, but was upbeat about his chances this time out.
Yeah, well, in Morocco things change a little bit now. It was the first finish of a race in 3 races for me, so hopefully things will start to go better now, and I must say it would be nice to have a good finish here in South Africa as well. The competition has always been very stiff here, so it's not going to be easy, but hopefully we can have a trouble-free run and get a good result.
Nissan had entered 3 proudly South African Nissan hardbody pickups in Class T, and apart from looking to win the Toyota 1000, were also intent on picking up a 1-2-3. De Villiers and co-driver Francois Jordan were unstoppable in the prologue and posted a time of just over 34 minutes for the 44-kilometre sprint through the African bush.
We got a very good team, nice bunch of guys, some very good drivers. Got Corbett, Berthold, Clinton, Class B, Gerald Mandel, newcomer Donny Murray. We're looking forward to the weekend. I think we've got a good chance to be up there. Cars are good. Guys are spending a lot of time on the preparation. We've changed a few things on the cars. We always work in the suspensions. I think our chances are very good at this weekend, and we're looking forward to it.
Gary Berthold and Brandon Harkers shared the drive in the bat, and with Berthold behind the wheel, they qualified second overall and first in the special vehicle category. Grobler and Leek were spectacular and powered the proudly South African Nissan hardbody to the third fastest time, 1 minute and 27 seconds behind teammates De Villiers and Jordan. They were followed by Bevan Berthold and Richard Rutz in the Audi V8 powered matrix vehicle tracking bat. Reigning production vehicle champions Duncan Foss and Mike Griffith made it a Nissan 1-2-3 when they qualified fifth fastest and third in the production vehicle category. They finished second in Class C on the Nissan Sugarbelt 400. Woolridge and Schulthammer were sixth fastest in the Team Ford Racing Ranger, which had been totally rebuilt after being written off in a high-speed crash on last year's Carnival City Casino 400. They were followed by 2002 Toyota 1000 winner Dowse and Rutherford.
Our car is not 100% to the standard of the Nissans, but an event like this, I think it's not the car, it would be the driver, because it's a long distance, it's 1,000 kilometers, and if you can keep your concentration and make no mistakes, keep on going, and you do the right things, and you keep going all the time.
Api Reinecker and Robin Houghton have won the Toyota 1000 4 times and were hoping to get their championship campaign back on track after a non-finish in KwaZulu-Natal. On board with Magaghanene and Stangl in the Total Sam Racing Jimco, who were ninth fastest in the prologue. The Motswana is one of only 3 drivers to have won more than one event since the start of the 2002 season. Gerard Duplessis has won 3, John Weir-Smith and Magaghanene have each won twice, and Lawrence Duplessis, Dowse and Mundell have each won once in 10 races. There were problems for the legendary motorcyclist Alfie Cox, and the Class D Arnold Chatz cars Nissan hardbodies Jacques Hubert and Jacques Cross stormed past in the four-wheel drive Volvo turbo-powered Jojo Tanks VW Beetle.
I just felt the engine getting very tight coming through the gate post there, and I've got here now and it's just actually seized up, so I'm not sure what's wrong, but it definitely feels like it's terminal. It's not just something that we can fix quickly, but we're going to have a look at it and you never know.
Mark Corbett and Jason Brewer's run in the Audi V8 powered Century Property Development's bat came to a sudden end. Corbett won the 2000 Toyota 1000 in a Jimco, but the damage to the front end of the locally designed and built bat was extensive, and this time his race was well and truly run.
We met the tree and our race came to a big end here. Not a very good race for us, but we'll be back for the next one.
1978 Toyota 1000 winner Robert Tilney and son Michael were entered in a Class D Toyota Land Cruiser, with this being Tilney's last competitive outing.
We won that year when Paddy Driver had Denny Helm, the world champion, navigating for him, so it was doubly special to win with it. Where there were 4 cars basically in it, Des Tarberton, Bobby Olthoff and Spotty Hoodhead in a Nomad, and ourselves. The 2 broke down, but it was left to Paddy and ourselves. We were slower than him, but he took the wrong turning out of the overnight stop, and we built up a lead on him. And then when he tried to catch us, he broke his chassis, so we were never troubled thereafter. It was very sweet to be in a Toyota, win for the first time for Toyota, and win as a Botswana resident. It was a very pleasant occasion.
We might have had a bit of an advantage going later. We had an engine problem starting out here this morning, and the road was swept a bit, but on the other hand it was very loose,
question. He'll drive very well. I think he's used to the sand by now.
The top 10 was split equally between the production and special vehicle contenders, with De Villiers and Jordan 1 minute and 18 seconds faster than the second-placed bat. The rest of the field was separated by seconds, and dust would be a problem.